Hi, welcome back to the Cozy Coffee Corner here at Flickspresso, where we will be unraveling cinema one sip at a time.
Every person in this room has the perfect motive.
Stand back!
For murder.
What do you mean? Murder.
Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time. It's not a very well-known movie, but it is a cult classic. It's called
Clue. It's not just a game anymore.
It's based on the board game of the same name, directed by Jonathan Lynn in 1985. It's what people refer to as a whodunit. To those of you who don't know what a whodunit is, it's basically a type of mystery narrative seen in movies, theater, books, any type of story where the mission is to uncover the culprit and solve the crime. That's why it's called a whodunit. It's basically deriving from the question, who has done it? Who done it? Typically these stories are filled with clues, red herrings, and twists, a lot of twists usually. It's all basically one big puzzle to find out who did it. The board game Clue is literally the definition of a whodunit.
But only one of these suspects is the murderer. Is it the timid Mr. Green?
Why are you screaming? Because I'm right out one! Screaming!
Or the militant Colonel Mustard?
So 1985's Clue, which is the movie we're going to be talking about today, it's basically a murder mystery comedy directed by Jonathan Lynn. While the film faced challenges upon its initial release, including very mixed reviews and a very bad box office performance, it has garnered a huge cult following over the years. But why? Why is that exactly? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so basically the plot summary of the film is it's based around a big mansion where 6 guests are invited by a mysterious host. So as the evening progresses, they all discover that they are connected in mysterious ways and that they all have secrets and that they're all, interconnected. It's all like one big web. So when a murder occurs, they all have to work together to uncover the culprit before more lives are lost. So throughout the night they encounter various twists and turns, all resulting in multiple possible outcomes. Just like the board game basically. It sounds good, right? So what are the issues? So the most notable problem with Clue is its initial reception, as it struggled to find its audience in theaters. So the movie's multiple endings, which was intended as a novel concept, it's something that was not very popular at the time and thus proved confusing for viewers who were unsure whether they had actually seen the true conclusion. The experimental approach was very ahead of its time, as interactive and non-linear storytelling has only become popular in recent years. So over the years, Clue has endured as a beloved classic for several reasons, which I'm going to explain right now. So first of all is its cast. The cast it's perfect. The chemistry between the original actors is phenomenal. It couldn't have been more perfect, really. The way they communicate with each other, even though the characters don't like each other, you can tell by the way they act and by the way the entire film is directed, really. You can just tell that these actors just adore each other. By their energy in the movie, you can just tell that behind the scenes there's so much fun going on. That's why I love this movie so much. The cast is one of the biggest factors for me. Clue is one of those movies that I wish I could rewatch for the first time, again and again and again. The type of humor they use, it's actually so well written. Just watch the movie, please, do it for me. Also, another big point is the replay value. You can watch this movie again and again and again, because, as I have said, due to the multiple endings, every time I watch the movie, I have the DVD at home, and the DVD menu has this option where you can select if you want to see all the endings, just in a row, or if you want to see one of the endings, at random. So I personally always do the random ending thing, so that when I watch the movie, I can always just wonder which ending is it going to be now? Who has done it this time? Did this person do it? Did that person do it? I don't know, because the ending is random. So there have been reports about a remake starring Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman. It's apparently no longer in the making, so perhaps someday Clue might or might not get a remake, who knows. Personally, I'm not a big fan of remakes, but if it's for the better. Like, I think, you know what the deal is? I think, like, I'm not a big fan of remakes, right? So if a remake is done, it has to be done right. And I think Clue in itself, even though it's not a very popular movie, it's very popular among its fans. And I think the dangerous thing about remaking a cult classic is either it's gonna be really good or it's gonna be really bad. And I'm afraid that it's gonna be... I love Ryan Reynolds, right? I love Jason Bateman. I love their movies together. They did a movie together called The Change Up back in 2011 or something. I love that movie. They're great actors. But I think remaking Clue is like... Can Clue be called a classic at this point? Like, a cult classic, yes, but an actual classic? Like, are these the same things? I don't even know, really. Anyway, I'm personally not a fan of remaking classics. I think we should just leave them for what they are. If they're doing a remake someday, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but years from now, I think they should be very picky about who they cast, because the chemistry is one of the aspects of this movie that makes it so fantastic. So even though it flopped in theaters back in 1985, when it was released on home video, that's when it started to pick up its popularity. All in all, I think this movie is basically a testament to the unpredictability of the film industry, that even though a movie flopped in theaters, it might just pick up popularity like years later. You never know if that's gonna happen. I watch this movie like every year. It's one of my comfort movies. Sometimes when I feel sad, I just put up this movie and it never fails to make me smile. So the film's ability to overcome its initial setbacks and find success through the cult following over the years showcases the unpredictability of cinematic legacy, proving that sometimes a movie's success takes time to unfold, which is not always the case, but sometimes it is. And Clue is proof of that. It happens. There are so many cult classics out there that flopped in theaters and then became a success later during re-releases or other events. Or if Clue ever gets a rerun in theaters, which it might because, I don't know, a 40th or 50th anniversary or something. I don't know, maybe some theaters will be showing it again. I will definitely be going. Count me in, I will definitely be going. Because I'm a huge fan. So I want to say to everyone who has not seen Clue yet, watch it. Please do. Please watch this movie. If you're not doing it for yourself, please do it for me. I'm doing you a favor. Like, I'm not trying to push you to do anything, but please do it. So, if you have seen Clue, I'm very curious to know what you think of the movie, if you love it just as much as I do, or if you think it's overrated or like very bad or something. Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I'll be seeing you next time.